What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. In this video, I'm going to talk about Bernie Sanders' idea on taxing the 1%, top 1%, and his budget cuts. What he plans on taking out of the U.S. government's budget. Now, we're hearing about all this. So the top 1% need to pay more so that everybody else can have their fair share. Well, if you look at the top 1%, how many there are, you gotta actually broaden the bracket for that 1%, because it's not all millionaires and billionaires. Top 1% people annually make $500,000 a year or more. That's how it is. Top 5% only makes $250,000 a year or more. Top 10% only makes $150,000 a year or more. So it kind of shows you really where all that percentages go. I mean, his idea on taxing the 1% isn't exactly going to pay for everybody's college and free health care and this and that and whatever else he's planning on making free. See, everyone that's thinking about voting for Bernie Sanders hears this free thing, and I don't really think they know what that word means. Because free means free. You didn't have to pay for it. Nobody else had to pay for it. You just received it for your own. It's yours at no charge to anybody. Now, even if you tax the top 10% at 100% tax rate, it's not even going to barely scratch the surface of how much money Bernie Sanders needs to not make America go even more in debt within the next couple of years. Now, he has stated that, it's going to be $18 trillion over the next 10 years. Well, if you tax the top 10% at 100%, that's only going to give you about $610 million a year annually. And times 10, you got $6 trillion. That's a little bit. It's a third. So you got to ask yourself, what else is going to get cut? Now, he plans on ending He plans on ending regressive health care. And apparently that'll cut $32 trillion just to eliminate the need for current health plans. Think about that for a second. Eliminate the need for current health plans. Here's an here's an idea. Let's just kill everybody. Because that'll eliminate the need for a current health care plan for everybody, right? He plans on closing corporate loopholes, which, according to Bernie's statistics, will bring in $900 billion. Wants to prevent corporations from storing profits overseas. Now, I remember reading a story years ago about a king who tried taxing people that left his country so that they could be free from his taxation. What was that about again? Oh yeah, the Revolutionary War. Great Britain and all that. I mean, if you try taxing corporations more than what you really already have, and preventing them from doing what they want to with their hard-earned money, it's not going to end well. You're not going to get the money. You're also not going to be getting those corporations to bring jobs back to the states. They're going to be outsourcing more jobs to overseas, basically to overseas countries, obviously, and also taking out those, "Hey, welcome to McDonald's, may I take your order?" and putting in a robot, which McDonald's has already started doing. It's pretty hilarious. Take that, $15 an hour for minimum wage. It's not a living wage. It's not supposed to be a living wage either. Plans to restore estate tax for top 0.3%. Now, top 0.3% are actually billionaires. It's to ensure the wealthiest Americans contribute their fair share. Senate Bill 3533. Go ahead and look that up. Now, if you plan on making people pay more money for their buildings or their houses or where their businesses are because they make more money, that's kind of absurd. And I mean, Bernie Sanders is trying to make it to where everyone is equal. Everybody gets their fair share. That's not a fair share if you're taxing these people more than you're taxing these people, trying to take more from these people. And free health care means lower wages for doctors, nurses, even the janitorial staff at hospitals will be getting paid less, because their money will be paying for your free health care, my free health care, everybody's free health care, as well as everybody else's paycheck. Free college means lower wages for teachers, college staff, janitors, everybody. It really does. Because now these hospitals and the colleges aren't getting as much money as they used to, because they're not able to receive the kinds of funds that they used to. Now, if Bernie Sanders really wants to put cuts anywhere, let's just look at President Obama's spending, shall we? Now, the White House expenses under Barack Obama is estimated at $1,376,677,664 a year. A year. Now, the president only makes $400,000 a year, and that's really only 46% of his earnings. Now, if you really look at it, where does all this money come from? Well, 0.4% is for retirement. So instead of going on all these thousands of golf trips, how about you save that $5,000 that you just put towards that one golf trip and put it towards your retirement there, Obama? It's a great idea. 0.6% is from the U.S. Treasury. I mean, yeah, that's not a whole lot either. But if you look at how much money Obama has spent, it's really absurd. And like I said, 46% is his annual salary. 53% is publishing royalties. President Obama's income in 2011 was $789,674. That's more than the average American's income. By a lot. By $746,674. Now, Michelle Obama has complained that she doesn't get paid enough to be the First Lady. Well, Michelle, the Henry G. Freeman Jr. PIN Money Fund pays every First Lady regardless of their political affiliation. And that's only $10,000 a year. That's not bad. I mean, why would she receive more than that? What else is she doing? It's not like she's going around vacuuming every room in the White House, straightening every picture, dusting off the bookshelves, or anything like that. She's not. She's just sitting there looking pretty, going on vacations to Hawaii with the president. Which, speaking of Hawaiian vacations, you guys know how much President Obama's family Christmas vacation to Hawaii cost? $7 million. Just on a Christmas vacation. That is a lot more than any other family out there spends an entire lifetime on on any vacation, or all their vacations, actually. Sorry. So that one vacation could just, I mean, it's taxpayer dollars too. Now, is that practical pay or presidential perks? I think it's more or less presidential perks, because if you look at it, other taxpayer dollars go to the president. Expense account, it's $50,000. Entertainment budget, $100,000. Why do you need $100,000 for an entertainment budget? Got a movie theater real close to me. $5 after 6 o'clock for any movie that they've got playing, even if it's an opening night movie. I went and saw Star Wars: The Force Awakens Thursday at 7 p.m. Thursday, December 17th, 7 p.m. for $5. It was great. Had a good time. Loved it. It's a wonderful movie. Travel account, $50,000. Unantiquated needs, $100,000. Totaling to $1,169,000 annually. And that's how much he's allowed to spend an entire year for all those things. Yet he spent $7 million on one trip. It cost $180 million an hour to fly Air Force One. An hour. That's an expensive plane ticket. Tell you what. Obama's two 18-hour round trips to Honolulu is $3.24 million. Plus the cost of the cargo plane with presidential security staff that follows Air Force One around. All taxpayer dollars. Are you guys seeing where the cuts really need to be? Yeah, they need to be in Congress. They need to be from the president. Like, seriously. If he did his taxes with Bernie Sanders as president, he'd be paying a 52% tax. And then he'd be saying, oh, that's not fair. I was the president. Guess what? Now, Barack's net worth when he's going to be leaving the office has been estimated to $14 million. His annual pension will be close to $200,000 based on current levels. Now, anytime he is going out anywhere to speak, anytime he's making a speech anywhere, it's going to be between $500,000 and $1 million per engagement. Now, Bill Clinton's net worth, 12 years out of office, increased from 12 million to 80 million. It started at 12 and is now at 80. Barack Obama is predicted to reach 100 million. Does that sound reasonable to anybody out there? Oh, Barack Obama's done great for this country. Yep. Just like Bush, he has doubled the national debt. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The national debt when Bush came into office was a little over $5 trillion. When he left, it was at $10.7 trillion. Meaning, when Bush left, it was $10.7 trillion. When Obama came in, $10.7 trillion. Right now, it is at $19 trillion, 250 billion, and rising. That's right. Obama, just like Bush, doubled the national debt, but at an extraordinary rate within the last 7 years. This year's not even over, so this year technically doesn't count yet. You're not going. If you want to know how much debt Obama put America in, look at January 27th, 2009, the day he was sworn into office, and then look at once the next president is sworn into office, January 27th, 2017, and do the math. I mean, come on. We all went to school. We know how to do math. So it's not that hard to figure out. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, Bush left Obama all these problems. If Bush left Obama all these problems, Obama would have had all these problems fixed within the last 7 years. And the only thing that he has really come out with is Obamacare, which created jobs, yes, for the private sector. People like you and me can't get those kinds of jobs unless we were qualified for them. Are you qualified to work for a healthcare plan that doesn't work? No. You're watching YouTube. You're not in that bracket. Now, I'm not a Bernie Sanders fan. I don't feel the burn. I don't have chlamydia. So, but really, all you kids out there saying that the free healthcare is working for Canada, or Sweden, Switzerland, Denmark, Finland, I believe even has it. North Korea has it too. Y'all want to know something that's funny? Hitler was also a liberal socialist. Yes, he was. It's funny because you try to pin all these bad guys in history with these different titles, and really, when you look at it, you really can't. I mean, yes, Hitler was a Nazi, but what was his political standpoint? Liberal socialist. So it really doesn't ever work for anybody. Sweden right now, I believe it's Sweden, they're in so much national debt that their economy is crashing. They're trying to find a way to get out of debt and get out of poverty for their entire country. Not just the wealthy corporation people, but the entire country. How long have they been a socialist country? For quite some time now. Canada. You know how much taxes the average Canadian, just a minimum wage worker in Canada, I don't know how much they make minimum wage there, but you know how much taxes they pay? 52%. Just so everybody in Canada can have free health care. And a couple other free things. Probably free college too. So think about it. Canada has a lot less people than America. How is this, looking at Canada, going to equal out in America by just barely taxing anybody? And I mean, you hear Bernie talk about the top 1%, and people are like, oh, but they're so rich, and there's a lot of them. There really are not a lot of millionaires and billionaires in America. There are not a lot of people that make over $500,000 a year. If you look at the current American population, which is over 300 billion, I believe. Yes, no, 300 million. 318.9 million people as of 2014. Now, Russia doesn't even have that many people. Russia only has 143.5 million people as of 2013. Canada. See how many people Canada have. Canada has 35.16 million people. And their tax rate is 52%. The lowest person in Canada pays a tax rate of 52%. Think about that for a minute, people. Seriously. And, I mean, yeah, Canada's healthcare isn't, it's total crap. Let's just go ahead and say that. Waiting 10 hours to get your arm fixed after you broke it. What even is that? I mean, come on. If it doesn't really work for all these other countries that don't have as many people as America does, it's not going to work for America. And I mean, if you look at Bernie Sanders' tax increase plan, it all stays the same until you get to the people that make $250,000 or more. Then it actually starts to go up. But is that really going to be enough? No. And it doesn't hit 50% until the people that make 10 million or more start getting affected. $10 million or more a year, and you will be paying a tax rate of 52%. Meaning you're going to be giving $5 million to the U.S. government. $5,200,000 to the U.S. government. I mean, how does that even make sense? That's not even going to barely touch the stuff that Bernie Sanders wants to give for free. Now, I know a lot of you people are like, oh, but Walmart or Kmart or Target, they always have a buy one, get one free. Want to know something about that free? Corporation pays for it. Meaning they have an excess of it to the point of where it's already been paid for, so they can give that. And then there's coupons. Meaning, if you have a coupon, you can go out, buy one, get one free. It's basically saying, hey, company, pay for one more for me, will you? That's basically what that is. And like the budget cuts, even if you add in the $610 million annually on defense and the military budget, you literally have to cut all of that out. Because within the next 10 years, that is going to be $6 trillion. That is the current military defense budget, is $610 billion a year. And once again, taxing top 10% at 100%, and taxing and cutting the defense budget $12 million. You're missing $6 million. You missed it by that much. That much, Bernie. What else are you gonna do? Start selling salt water to beluga whales? Start, I don't even know. It just doesn't at all make sense to what really goes through his brain. And I mean, really, he does give off the stereotypical Jew of wanting everything for free, just stuff being given to him. And look at Bernie Sanders. He has never worked. He has never done an actual job. He has never earned a single dollar he's ever made. Been in Congress. That's it. He fought for civil rights back in the 60s and 70s. Back whenever he was 50. Yep. Got arrested a lot for that too. And then somehow worked his way onto a voters registration ballot to be able to get a Senate seat. And then everybody's talking about, oh, but Bernie Sanders' free health care will work. Let me just go ahead and throw you some knowledge real quick. Look at the VA's health care real quick. Now, I'm a veteran. I use the VA for my health care. Why? Well, it's free. Sorry. It's about all I can afford in today's society. But also, it's something I've earned as having served in the military. It's not a privilege. I earned it. I did my time. Bernie Sanders has been in charge of that for quite some time now. He's been in charge of the Veterans Affairs. And it's not doing so well. Why? Well, it doesn't seem like he cares. I mean, he's tried implementing so much. I mean, yes, he helped out with the GI Bill to help veterans be able to go to college. Or the 9/11 GI Bill, actually. And there were, before the 9/11 GI Bill, there actually were several different things that you could use if you were in the military for your college. 9/11 GI Bill is just another option. Does it actually pay for 100% college? No, it does not. It pays up to 85% for your college tuition, which means 15%, at minimum 15%, is going to have to be paid out of pocket. So, really, it's helpful, but it's not 100%. So really, if you want to see how Bernie Sanders' idea for free health care is going to work out, look at everything that's going on with the VA. Everything that's gone wrong. All the 22 veterans that commit suicide on a daily basis. The thousands of cases that have been in the VA system for the last 10, 15 years of patients with cancer waiting to even be seen. And we've got people that have been amputated overseas. They have to pay for their own prosthetics. Those things are expensive. And I'm not talking about going out and getting one of them high dollar, chromed out, carbon fiber, awesome looking. No, I'm talking about the cheapest POS you can put on your stump just to be able to walk on two legs again, which actually runs about a couple of grand. It's sad. Bernie Sanders has no freaking idea what he's doing at all. But you people want him to turn America into a socialist country. Shame on you. Thanks for watching. If you like my video, subscribe, like it, comment down below if you got any questions or just, vulgar, whatever. I don't care. That's what the comment section's for people to be idiots. More videos to come. Stay tuned. I'm about to do a Second Amendment video, and it's going to blow your mind.